Hey, what's up, Homestead homies? It's Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. I'm Doug, and today, well, just stay tuned. We're going to show you what today is. Back. Stacy's in town. If most of you are new to our channel, she works Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So she goes into St. Louis and then she stays overnight and then comes home on Wednesdays in the evening. So I'm on my own. So I'm getting out a roast right now. I'm going to put it into the All-American Sun Oven, which is the easiest way to cook anything, quite honestly. So what I have here is some grass-fed beef that we raised on our property. We usually get one cow a year, maybe one cow every 2 years. We get them as calves, and you want to get them like really late in the winter or really early in the spring, because you want to have your calf fed out. And we usually butcher around 1,000 pounds is when we take it in, and usually we can achieve that, you know, by the end of the year, because you don't want to overwinter your calf. Okay, so all of our beef that we eat is grass fed here on our property, so we know what's going into the animal, and we usually get it from a couple of our friends that are farmers that have cows, and we know how they feed and treat their animals. So I'm washing my hands off right now because I just put the meat inside of the All-American Sun Oven tin. But today's going to be pretty cool. After this, I'm just kind of showing you guys what's up. This is what I do. This is my daily thing. We're going to go outside. We're going to pitchfork up some sweet potatoes. And then I'm going to give you a rundown. I don't know if many of you guys know this, but sweet potatoes just aren't sweet just because. I mean, you don't get them out of the ground and then there's a sweet potato. It's all in the curing. So later on in this video, when I'm doing that, I'm going to explain to you guys about how to cure your sweet potatoes to get the best taste out of them. Okay, so a lot of people don't know that. You don't just take a sweet potato out of the ground and then it's just sweet. There's actually a process to enhance that. What I'm going to put on here right now is that coffee rub. I'm going to link a video right here that we showed you guys how to make this stuff. It's phenomenal. It really makes takes your meat to the next level. And also in this All-American Sun Oven, which there is a coupon down below in the description box, you can save $70 on it, but this is just such an easy way to cook. I can go about my business all day long, not worry about it, no electricity. It'll be all cooked up and ready to go when I'm ready to eat this evening. And it works great. Hopefully you guys liked the video of the factory tour. Paul is a very good fellow. And later this month, like we talked about, we're going to be having another webinar with Paul. And that'll be something to look out for. A lot of different ways you can use the Sun Oven, and they're going to be talking about cooking turkeys in it, which we're going to be doing later this year. Alright, so I'm just getting this together. I just got some potatoes and some carrots and some onions are behind you. That right there is the big piece of beef. Can you see that? Nice. One thing for sure about coming off grid and kind of homesteading, even if you're not off grid, there's just a nice satisfaction in knowing the food, the potatoes, the carrots, the onions, the garlic, everything that you grow in your homestead, that, man, you touched that and you were involved in making it happen so it can get onto your plate. So I'm going to get all this stuff together, take it out to the Sun Oven, and then we're going to go pitchfork some sweet potatoes and see how we're looking with those. So we'll put this in the old Sun Oven right here. It's already at 200 degrees. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. And the nice thing about this is I don't have to worry about it all day. I'll just set it up a little bit, like so. And maybe once or twice adjust it during the day. So let's go get our pitchfork and we'll go pull these sweet potatoes. So we're starting to pull the sweet potatoes out of the ground, and they're doing pretty good, actually. Now, it takes It takes certain conditions to turn the starches in the sweet potato into the sweetness of the sweet potato. So when you harvest your sweet potatoes, you want to keep the temperature around 80 to 90 degrees and 80 to 90% humidity. And that's a good thing about where I live because it's humid all the time in the summer. So we're harvesting right now. Those are the ideal conditions, and it could take 4 days up to about 2 weeks for you to turn the starches into the sugars and of course have the best sweet potatoes possible on the homestead. Let's see what else we have in this mound. We have a mound right here that we put in for sweet potatoes, and then we also have some in the raised bed. So we're gonna look at both of them and compare and see which one did better. Nice ones here. Pretty good. There's a whole crazy. We got string bean string bean sweet potato. You ever seen that? But they're coming out pretty good. Real nice mound of them here, as you can see. So they're looking good. And I want to add that you can eat the greens. So we normally do this. For some reason in the South they don't do it, but one of the channels that we like to watch, Deep South Homestead, Danny and Wanda, they did a video about cooking these up, and Stacy will probably do one in the future, but like I said, she's not here today, and I got to get these out of the ground so we can start curing them so we can have sweet taters. Now when you're curing your sweet potatoes, I've seen some people just heat up the house or some area like that, and that works. You can use a hoop house, or if you have a greenhouse, because you want high humidity, 80 to 90% humidity, and the temperature is around 80 to 90 degrees. Here's some more we're pulling out here. So we got a pretty good harvest going so far. I'm just using a wheelbarrow. I wasn't sure how much I would get out of this mound, and then over at the raised beds there, wasn't sure about that. Some people put them in a closet and then put a little space heater in there. Here's a nice one here. Some more nice ones. Yeah, they look like they did pretty good. I can't wait to see the difference from this mound to the raised bed area. Sweet potatoes, sometimes they just grow in the craziest shapes, wrapping around each other. Alright, I think we're pretty much wrapping it up here in the mound. Pretty good little score here. I did get one. Got one with the pitchfork. That's one thing you want to be. You want to be careful when you're getting your fork in there. And I mean, you're going to get some. I mean, it's just kind of how it is, but you want to get as few as possible. The more you can avoid pitchforking, the better off you are, obviously. I'm as anxious to see what's going on in here as you guys. We did pretty good on the hill mounding of the sweet potatoes, and now we're going to see how it is in here inside of the. If these vines are any indication, I'm looking for basically a bumper crop, because the vines in here are very lush. What I want to do is just remove the vines so I can see and get in here. And then I'll just fork in there and see what's going on. They should come out relatively easy. The soil is not compact. This one just popped right out. First one just came out voluntarily without any added help. And I'm just going to try to get in here on the sides. And we're just going to see what is going on beneath the earth. Oh, a lot of worms. That's good. Always good to see. Nice. So they're coming out pretty good. Just getting in here. I really think they did good in here. The soil was really loose. You know, the looser the soil, the better the formation of the sweet potato. If the soil is kind of compacted, I think, and again, I'm not scientifically sure on this, but it makes sense to me that the more the compacted soil is, the more your sweet potatoes will be basically turned and curved. We're getting some really nice ones out of the bed here. And the whole bed is full of sweet potatoes. Oh man. So this is just a perfect example of the difference between the two growing mediums, okay? We are choosing to grow with Back to Eden and raised beds, so we can test the results and then we can see. So basically the earth planting, it did good, but there were a lot of smaller potatoes. And what I'm finding so far, you know, I'm not sure if this is the 100% accurate yet. When we get through this whole bed, we'll know. But the ones in the raised bed seem to be larger and straighter, okay? So we're gonna keep peeling in here and see what else we got. Again, I mean, these are just very nice looking sweet potatoes coming out of this area so far. Really happy to see how it's turning out. Just trying not to pitchfork any of them. But there's a lot of them in there. I can just see it. Every time I turn the fork over, they come out. Alright, so there's some smaller ones. Some larger ones. I think we'll be able to probably fill up this wheelbarrow with sweet potatoes. Oh, before I forget, this Thursday on Off the Grid News, I'll leave a link below, and it is a website, and they are specifically geared for people that are living off the grid. They got a hold of us, and we did a small interview with them, and they say that probably we're going to do some more with them because they find our story very interesting. So Off the Grid News on Thursday, you'll be able to go there, check out their webpage, and listen to the broadcast, the podcast, or the interview, whatever you want to call it, that we did with them, and you might find that interesting as well. All right, and when you store these, your sweet potatoes, just like regular potatoes, you don't want any sun getting on them, okay? See what I mean? I mean, look at that. That's just a honker right there. So you don't want to store them in the sun. You want them in the shade, in the cool, while they cure. And then, like I said, I gave you the temperatures. Now off of that one were some littler ones. But everything is looking really nice in the raised beds. And it took us a while to get them dialed in, but we did finally, because of what happened with the compost that was delivered. And then we'll be amending it and getting ready for it to produce for next year. But if you can see, these vines are just very healthy. Just going everywhere. Get those out of here. All right, let's keep on going. Again, I'm just seeing a big difference between the ones that were in the ground. Even though that ground, that was not like, you know, ground that's been sitting around. I mean, that was a new mound of the same medium, but it was just, it got a little more compacted, and you can see the difference in the sweet potatoes. But that is, you know, apples to apples as far as the dirt used and the amount of moisture and all this kind of business. And you can just see these potatoes are coming out very nice potatoes. Very nice potatoes. I mean, look at that one. There's my hand, just to give you an idea. And I don't have Donald Trump hands. I mean, I got big hands. Yep, I really think that's one of the reasons why we had the raised beds. We knew we were going to grow the potatoes in the raised beds. And now seeing this, I think this kind of confirms what we were thinking in the first place. Really happy with that. That's for sure. And then, I mean, this whole box is filled with them. So I have a lot more to go. You can tell by the vines. There's just a lot more going on in here. Whew. Well, I don't know if you guys want to stick with me while I dig out this whole thing, but you can see that the raised beds did better than the earth planting that we did over there. And it was the same dirt. We just left a mound of it over there and then planted in it versus planting in these. So I'm not really sure. I mean, no one walked on that or anything else. So I'm not kidding you when I say it's humid. We had a nice couple days break and then it just broke back loose. It's like 90 something degrees, 110 with the heat index. and it's very humid. But both growing mediums, the only difference is this is a raised bed and that one was on the ground. And you can see the potatoes coming out of the raised bed are superior. So I'm gonna get the rest of these done. At the end here, I'll show you the wheelbarrow so you can get an idea of the harvest. Well guys, as you can see, this is our end of our sweet potato video. I still have my food cooking. It's, you know, it doesn't take too long to pull these up and stuff, but just remember that the sun oven's a great way to cook. That we also have this strum stick going on. I don't think you saw it anywhere in this video. For all you people that are just saying, is that a strum stick in every video? Shame on you. You have to just look around and you'll find them. We're not hiding them too hard. You'll see them. Actually, the last 3 videos that they've been in have been so blatantly obvious. But we'll try to make it a little trickier, but you will see the strum stick, not just pieces of it. And again, and my conclusion is that the raised beds produced a far superior sweet potato than our mound over there, with the same exact soil, same exact watering conditions, everything same exact. But for some reason in the raised beds, I think it's because the mound is not as deep as the raised beds. A lot of people were asking us, why are you making those raised beds so deep? This is one of the reasons why. I mean, that is a monster right there, okay? And this allows this potato to grow downward and to keep pushing. It'll just keep growing and get as big as possible, and that's what you want from your harvest. Now don't forget, to cure these, to turn the starches into sugars, you want it 80 to 90 degrees, 80 to 90% humidity, and it could take anywhere from 4 days to a week or 2. So you just keep your eye on them, maybe take some out, cook with them, see how you like them, and then always keep them away from sun exposure. And there's a lot of different ways. If your house, you know, if you're running air conditioning or something like that, and your house is too cool, you could implement a little space heater. That's what I meant by heating up your house. You could implement a little space heater and then kind of cordon off that area just to keep that area warm. But I think if you have a shed or anything kind of like that, you should be able to cure these, no problem. So we're going to enjoy this harvest. It's pretty good. And we're going to continue to try to show you guys the differences between the raised bed and the back to Eden or earth planting. And then, you know, it's always good. Our philosophy is it's always good to have several different growing mediums. That way, if something happens with one, you have the other one as a backup. So this is Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Don't forget, we have Off the Grid news on Thursday. The link is in the description box. The Sun Oven $70 off coupon is in the description box. And of course, the strum stick, if you're interested in getting one of those, I'm gonna go ahead and put the coupon code in the description box. All of our videos, always check the description box. All you do is look below the video and you'll see a thing that says show more. You hit that, it'll open up a box and all the information of the video will be in there. Any links, anything we're talking about or using or recommending is always gonna be in there, so you guys will be able to find it. This is Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. I'm Doug, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Special installment of
what?
I don't know, it's your installment.
Oh. These things.